Well, I'm Dagon. Dagon is the vocalist and guitarist, and I could say founder of Inquisition. And we are a two-piece. And I started Inquisition in 1989. There's 2 chapters to the band. And when I moved from South America to the United States, basically I was moving back home, and I found a new member, got a new drummer in 1996, and here we are. So,
Great. You talked about 2 periods. What changed between these 2 periods?
The musical genre, I started Inquisition when I was a teenager. I started it as a thrash metal style band. Obvious, very much a German thrash, 80s thrash inspired band. Creator, Sodom-like beginnings. And around in 1994, there was no way I could escape the greatness of the black metal wave that hit us in the early 90s. And I wanted to change. I wanted to evolve. So I did that. And the only thing that didn't change was the name. And the reason I kept the name was because I figured if I kept the name of the band the same, then the thrash metal roots would always be connected. What heavy metal did for thrash, thrash did for black metal. And thrash did for death metal. Thrash metal needs to be respected. Even if you don't like it, thrash metal, look, thrash metal, because of thrash metal, high gain amplifiers exist. Because of thrash metal, recording techniques were developed. New recording techniques were changed and developed. Because of thrash metal, much more tremolo picking was evolved into extreme metal today. Even if you don't like it, people need to understand that thrash metal brought so much to black metal and death metal, the metal of today.
Why are you playing only with 2 band members, and why are you playing it only live with 2? Most bands are getting guest musicians. You don't, but you bring your sound like on the record. I really like it. What's the secret?
Okay, it's I hope a lot of people see this interview because I'm asked this all the time. Okay, originally, I've always wanted the band to be a 3-piece. I love 3 pieces. I love bands that are drums, bass, guitar with the vocals. I just love 3-piece. So I tried to make this band a 3-piece. We had a bass player in 1998. He had some severe drug problems, so I got rid of him. To me, ideology isn't the most important, but how the person is as a person is very important to me. Second, the musicianship, and third, the ideological aspect. You know, at the end of the day, we are a team, and we need to agree on many things, musically, technically, ideologically, because this is art. So we had problems with him. He only lasted maybe 3 months. I got rid of him. And it was very difficult where we live to find a replacement. There's many bass players. But what's not many is people that you can connect with on a very deep, almost spiritual level. Because this is art, and art is spiritual. So I don't just want a musician. So you could say I'm picky, so picky that I gave up looking for a replacement. One day I was rehearsing with the drummer, and I said, you know, we sound fine in the rehearsal room as a 2-piece. My common sense tells me live with these PAs, 10,000, 14,000 watts, we're going to sound even better. I don't miss the bass. I think we can do it.
So it was kind of a logical decision to have no bass because there was no one that fits personally to the band like a friend or something that fits spiritual.
Correct. And we had an invitation to come to Europe the first time in 2001, and we came here as a 2-piece. and it worked great. It was 2001. It was a mini tour called the North American Black Metal Invasion, I think, something like that. It was Krieg, Inquisition, and Godless North from Canada. The first night we played, the very first show in Europe, it was in Ypres in Belgium. And immediately after we played, we had several people come backstage and tell us it sounded great, incredible. And I felt good, and I knew we could just continue this way. So we kept it this way. And I want bass players to know, yes, bass is necessary. Yes, I do believe in bass guitar instruments. But in my songwriting, I have worked around the bass and adapted my technique so we don't need a bass.
It shows that you're working on the band and the music and also working on the sound, looking what sounds great. Are you a fan of analog productions, not digital stuff?
Analog, yeah. You prefer analog I'm an incredible fan of analog and vintage gear. But you know, it's very difficult to find. Our first 2 full lengths were on 4-inch analog tape. And the amount of low-end frequencies you get is incredible. But unfortunately, it's very difficult, and there's a very limited amount of studios that have the analog. So we're faced to do digital. But one thing I have to say is today's recordings, digital technology, there's an excuse. When people say digital will never replicate the quality of analog, that's not a lie, but it is an exaggeration. Yes, for example, Pro Tools now has come a long way. Pro Tools HD. I can record, well, not me, but we could record something on Pro Tools HD, and if it's engineered, quote, correctly, and if I show you an analog recording, you won't hear the difference very easily. It's what's important is who does the engineering. If you know how to get that warmer sound and master it correctly, you can get it. But of course, yes, I am a fan of analog.
Because digital productions always have the lack of being always high-pitched in every part, always in silent parts, in loud parts. They're always high-pitched to the level, and so they sound clinical and dead to me or to many others, because rock and roll is unperfect, and it has to be unperfect. So I really reflect that in your music too. So
I'm smiling because I always wish that in interviews people would ask me more about sound. I am in the United States we call it a gearhead. A gearhead is somebody who's obsessed with the technical side of what you do. I'm obsessed with amplification, with sound, with engineering. Oh, I am, it's so important. It's like it'd be like a Formula One driver not knowing anything about the automobile, about the car they're driving. You have to. You know, in a perfect world, if the world was perfect, I would record all the drums analog and everything else digital.
Satirican did it on Volcano, for example.
Really? Fuck, I'm jealous. Those motherfuckers, man. I'm jealous.
Drumming sounds great. Really.
I didn't know that.
The records, drumming sounds great.
That's excellent. I did not know that. Well, that's good. So, yeah, of course, we do everything digital. And that's what recording is now, you know.
We asked a lot of fans today, which watched your gig, the show, what they like to ask you. Why are you playing these songs, especially? Can you give an answer to that?
Yes, we sit down sometimes and we analyze the fluidity of the songs. It's like a movie. It's like a book that has chapter 1, chapter 2. Each song is a chapter. They need to connect. And when I say they need to connect, me personally, I love moving people's emotions. Like this, down, pulling them up. I love to give people an experience. And I want people to walk away from the show feeling they did not only go to a metal concert, but they felt, well, you know, Jimi Hendrix always said he gave you an experience. I'll say the same thing, an experience.
Many people asked us, why are you coming that often to Germany and playing in here? Is the crowd special? Is it different than at home?
The question is, why do we come to Germany so much? You people are so fucking obsessed with metal. And you are a breed of human beings and species that I hope never dies. You are here on Earth for this fucking music. You really are. The answer to the question is, we are here because people want us here. I get emails from our tour manager all the time. We have another offer, saying from Jose over here. Hey, we have another offer for Germany. 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 You know, and Inquisition is not the only band. I mean, there's many bands that get offers for Germany. Sometimes they get many offers for Germany because their booking agency is from your country. I believe you're German, so I say your country. But the reality is, Inquisition is much more of an independent operation, a true underground operation. When you see us here in Germany, we are here because you really want us here. The fans really want us here. I don't think that promoters are going to bring us here, put the money out, and bring us here only because of business. It really is, and that's why.
Not a lot of bands does this today. They only look for money.
Yes, Inquisition is not a product. It is. You could say it is a product of art.
Yeah.
But it's an art that you want.
Yeah.
And we're here. We don't want to invade anybody's territory, anybody's scene. We're not trying to push a product. We're not trying to be fucking, you know, American capitalists and say, yeah, you will like this. Oh, we're here. You give us the honor to be here. That's why.